Now that this year's Indy 500 is a memory instead of something we're anticipating, I spent a little time looking back and reflecting on the lessons that I learned this last month. One of the things, going into the weekend, everybody was talking about the weather. Oh, it's going to rain. We're not going to get it in. We're going to have to stay over till Monday, maybe even Tuesday. And that is going to make life so unbearable because we've got Detroit coming up. And that was the big topic of discussion. The weather forecasters were, man, at one time they were 80, 90% chance that it was going to rain. And you know what? The skies got really dark and the clouds came really close. But it never happened. Another thing I noticed, Jason and I, during our messages this month, we both use the analogy of crashing. Those times where things just don't go right in our life or whatever, and we're in the wall. Our life is a wreck. It's a mess. And I started thinking about this, reflecting, praying, and just talking to God, hey, what's the lesson here? And He helped me realize that it's all the same. It's all those times that we take our eyes off God or we lose trust in Him. We don't fix our eyes on Jesus. I think of Peter when he's walking in the water and all of a sudden he takes his eyes off Jesus, he starts to sink. And then I thought about other people in the Bible, and pretty much every time, I don't want to even say pretty much, every time they fell short, it was because they took their focus off God and shifted it to either the world or themselves. And I think that happens to a lot of us at times. I don't know about you, but there's times where I'm just freaking out. Call it doom and gloom, that nothing's gonna go right. Nothing's gonna go right. But you know what? Tomorrow always comes. Sure, there'll be a day it doesn't, but what I'm saying is we freak out about it incredibly too much. And we crash. We burn. So I'm like, where does that come from? Why is that in us? I mean, you can say, oh yeah, because we're in a broken world. Yeah, okay. So then let's go there. That's exactly where I want to go. The very first crash there ever was. Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. They took their eyes off God, right? And they ate this fruit that was forbidden, that God said, hey, don't eat that. It's not good for you. It's not for you. It's for me. But they took their eyes off God and on to the thing that they wanted most, which was that fruit. And then Satan, or the serpent, came along and I don't want to say talked him into it, but certainly encouraged him to continue doubting God. And that doubt of God is in us. And when God came around after all this happened, that's where I want to talk about. Genesis 3, verse 9. The Lord called out to the man, where are you? Where are you? God is asking us all, where are you? When we're taking our eyes off Him, where are we going? I would equate it to somebody who's daydreaming. You know, when you see a friend that's sitting there at the table or what, just you can tell they're zoning out somewhere. What do you say to them? Hey, where are you? What are you thinking about? And I think that's a lot of what God did in that day. He's like, hey man, where are you? You've got everything you need in me. Why are you looking elsewhere? Why are you dooming and glooming? Why are you not trusting me? And I'm talking to myself right now. There's so often that I'm freaking out about things that I want to be my way, or I want things to be a certain way, or maybe the least painful way for me, or the most comfortable way for me. And I start thinking about myself or the outcome that I want, and I take my eyes off God, and that's when I crash. And today I just want to use this as encouragement to all of us to realize when it's happening and listen to God saying, hey, where are you? I love you. I'm right here. I want to take care of you. Just let me. Don't take things into your own hands. Don't think you got this by yourself, because you need me. And just, man, surrender to Him. Give it over to Him. Let Him work in our lives. Let Him work in us and through us. And that is the best thing that can happen. But too often, we're just scared about what we think is going to happen, things that never even happen at all. Just give it up to Him. Let's keep our eyes on Him. Just like we talked about this weekend in Hebrews 12, keep our eyes fixed on Jesus so that the joy set before us one day will come to fruition. Just have a great week, and we will see you next week on Wednesday Wisdom.